I look back now and I look back now and I'm like, how did I do that? But you just sort of keep going. And then you look back,
Told you.
Mm-hmm. You just keep going, then you look back.
Just keep going. You keep going.
Going, yeah.
So Krystal, I want to ask you, because you've got your mother with you. She's passed certain things on to you. You've got, even though I take it you have not served in the military, but there are certain things that you have garnered from her experience that has inspired you, or is a part of how you do your um do your work. What things are you passing on to your daughter? What do you think if she were sitting next to you right now? What do you think is some of the things that she would say that she's learned from you?
That's funny because my daughter tells me what's on her mind all the time. And so what I'm passing down to her, which I can visually see, is if you're passionate about something, go for it. I pour into what I'm noticing about her. That's like her spark. And I'm pouring into that. And I think she understands she always has support, which is nice. But she also really is understanding business. I can't remember exactly what we were talking about. Do you remember when she was talking and there was something that popped up and I was like, what is this? And then Boston said, I know what that means. And then everyone was like, how do you know what that means? And Boston just like broke down. She was like, well, I think it means that because of this and that, then we're not going to be able to get that until this happens. And I forget exactly what we were talking about, but it was a business phrase and she understood it. So she is watching, she is listening. She will sit at a fake computer and be like, I just have to answer emails. I have to make some calls. I'm getting on a Zoom. And I'll be with you shortly.
And she's the
How
only
old is
child.
she?
She's the only child.
She's 8.
Yeah,
I
and she's
love
the only
it.
child. Krystal is a phenomenal mom. And one thing I see that she passed down to Boston is, and I think we all can learn from this, and we have to fill our children with self-esteem and love because they need a reservoir
to take out
to
into
take
this
out
world.
into the world. And Boston is fearless at this point. I know the time's going to come, but right now to watch her and how she moves through the world, and she reminds me a lot of Krystal, and Krystal was the same age. She really reminds me a lot of Krystal. But the way she moves through the world right now, it's like there's no obstacles. There's only just opportunity. And so I told Krystal that is the best thing. She had remember that time there was a bully at school. And so she went and Krystal tapes her sometimes and sends it to me. That child, the way she went through her whole discussion about how that bullying was wrong, the woman shouldn't do it, person shouldn't do it. It was just fascinating to watch. And I'm just like, I'm so glad because you're going to get bullied. So I'm glad Krystal is really equipping her to go out there in the world and, still have something left once the world does what it does.
Well, you guys, I've loved every minute of this. I mean, you're making me remember about times when I spent with my mom and our discussions and everything, and how she would help me hit a note or tell me to not sing so breathy. I could be singing and she would just be like, watch your tone, watch your pitch, blah, 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 blah. But just, it's beautiful to watch you two together and to know that you're passing that on to Boston is her name. And I have a son who gifted me with 4 grandchildren, and he has 3 boys and 1 daughter, Zelia. And Zelia is mini me. She really is. But she's a more confident and more competitive, I would say too. Mini me. She doesn't have any problem voicing. She can do the poker face. She does all those things, and she knows who she is. So I just have really appreciated this moment. So before we wrap up, I would love for each of you to tell me what brings you joy. What brings you joy, and how do you express it?
You first.
Okay, so for me, you could tell how passionate I am about my work. But I got recently asked what things light you up, which is the same thing. And I love film. I love plays. I love dancing. And I love music and reading. So the reason that person asked me is because you can get really buried down in this work. And I work a lot. And she said, you need to start making more spots. So my new year is to make more spot for those things because this is so, enjoyable. I don't realize that it's work, So yes, but film and everything. And that was before her. That was before her. Yeah. So
I wonder where I got it
yeah,
from.
that was before her. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me. Mhm.
That's good,
What
mommy.
about you, Krystal? What about you?
You know what I really like? And I had a conversation with my daughter about this the other day. I really am passionate about people and inspiring them. And I know that I'm a servant leader, but it's kind of just when I can see somebody not give up and just push themselves forward or get inspired and go for theirs. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm constantly posting just quotes. I want you guys to do well because I just feel like if everybody has a lot of love in their life and they feel like they can go after what they're passionate about, then we are going to eradicate a lot of the problems that we have because people need to be filled in here. So I'm really, really passionate. This is what lights me up. And I told Boston, I said, do you want to be the reason somebody, decides, yeah, this world is just not for me? Or do you want that interaction to be, oh my God, life is beautiful, I want you to be the person that puts a smile on somebody's face instead of confirming whatever doubts that they have about themselves. Put the smile on their face. So when I see people smile, that is what lights me up. That's what brings me joy.
Well, thank you both so much for being on stage on Fave Unite TV. Your smiles have lit up our audience, absolutely. And your stories are definitely inspiring those who either want to start a business, want to get in shape, and want to or possibly have that whole career in film and acting and creativity. So thank you both so much for being on stage.
Check out the full episode of On Stage on Fave Unite TV. We think you'll love the short films, podcasts, and other amazing content on Fave Unite TV. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Fave Unite TV. We're here for Black stories and Black storytelling, showcasing the culture 24/7, 365 on Fave Unite TV.